Yes, hello, wagwan shalom, salam alaikum. Yeah. So, my stuff's been a bit random at the minute. Like, I see stories, I got to comment on them. Don't worry about that. I return to the old stuff. I will do some documentaries, but at the moment, I'm being attacked spiritually. So, I'm finding, organization and focus hard. But no, you got a man called Prince Naseem Hamed. Now, listen, man. Back in the day, admittedly, I was, I didn't know nothing, but the Prince was some awesome entertainment. The speed, the accuracy, the power of the Prince. He would brag a lot, and we thought like, who's this 5'4" guy? He's ugly. Yeah? At the time, originally people thought he was from Pakistan, but obviously he's from the Yemen, but he looks from Pakistan. So we'd never seen nothing like this, and he would be drilling these guys, man. And he was deservedly a massive name at the time. But he was a wrong'un, right? He was a wrong'un, yeah? For example, he smashed man up, I think in his Range Rover or something, gave him life-changing injuries, spent time in prison, he got 16 months, I think he did 5. Yeah, that's not cool, man. He was known to be very, very arrogant. Very arrogant. At some stage, when he started to become big in the Angle gym, he was bigging it up. They say that he made the fighters kiss his dad's ring. Now, that could be just... He might have just done that to take the mickey, but, let's be honest, man. It's rare you see a short, fat guy, have so much respect, but he had skills. He had skills. So I found these new pictures today, about the Prince, and he's rented a £1.4 million house next to the Queen, Windsor Castle. Now, firstly, if you're that rich, why are you renting a house? He must own houses. He ain't renting. Why are you renting? He's getting away from something. What is it? I don't know. Yeah, it might be getting away from his wife. So he's got this he married this cute blonde girl. And you got when you're looking at Hamed, right? She's not thinking, oh, you know what I'd really like? A 5'4" brown guy with bad teeth, an ugly face and a stupid haircut. That's who I want. Obviously, she married him for the money. Yeah. I mean, imagine having to let that guy, Hamed, climb on top of you whenever he wants, right? I mean, when he was young, he'd be like, okay, you put up with it. But now, the man's he must be 18 stone minimum. Imagine letting that thing climb on top of you. Yeah? And so he's got his pretty young blonde wife. Imagine being that much of a gold digger to marry an ugly guy like Hamed. Change your religious beliefs and let him drag himself on top of you just so he can live in a big house and have designer clothes. But that's what it's about, being a woman. I ain't slagging all women, not like, there's good women like Savannah Marshall around. But, ultimately a woman, she's self-obsessed. Yeah? She will want whatever she wants. And, I don't know, I can't remember her name now. The blonde girl, though, from Yorkshire, she'd be like, well, you know what? Yeah, okay, I've got to put up with Hamed on top of me, Naseem. But, I get all these designer clothes, I get a big house. I'm going to do it, And imagine her. I bet her parents are real proud of her. Well done, darling, It's so good to know you're a sellout. You decided just because you got a pom-pom and you're half pretty, and she's cute, but she ain't exactly like, supermodel material, right? Open your legs up, let Prince Naseem smash that thing. Yeah, and you get a big house, designer handbags, designer clothes. Yeah, and they both know. Both of them know that it's just a commercial decision. How am I that looking and go, Oh, if I was the bin man, if I worked at the Nisa, the local Nisa shop, that he'd be rolling in there every day going, hi, oh, Naz, oh, hi, oh, yeah, I just randomly came in, yeah, to buy a pot noodle, and I saw you, Prince, and you were so good looking that I was like, I can't resist this guy's charm and charisma. So I married you, even though you was only like minimum wage. Come on, they know. Right, they both know it's like a contract. It's like a contract. So you know the prince goes, yeah, I get a pretty white girl with blonde hair, and she goes, well, unfortunately I had to pretend I close my eyes and let the prince lay on top of me, yeah, and then but at least I'm getting designer clothes and designer handbags, a big house, you know. Even though the only thing that got me that is my fairly good looking face. I'm a pum-pum. You know, it's pathetic, man. But that is life. And people like, do you know what? In the thing is, right, in the mainstream, people lie about what life is like. They'll be like, oh, no, they were in love. Oh, they were in love. She saw a talented, charismatic guy. No, she didn't, man. That guy, man. Listen, Prince had no chat. You know, he's whack. His IQ must be, I don't know, 85 max. Yeah, and we all know, but now the prince got real fat. He's got nothing else going on. Obviously, he's a Muslim now, so he's not really allowed to drink. Now, that doesn't stop, you know. I mean, everyone, you know, is subject to temptation. But I don't think the prince drinks. I see him back in the day in the clubs. He's come down to London before he was real big. He's come down to the club. He'd be off his nut. On ecstasy, on the ease, man. Yeah? I was naive then. My friend said to me, shit, look at the prince, he's off his nut. I said, no, come on, he's a Muslim. He doesn't do ecstasy. But, you know, he did. Of course he did. His eyes were spinning in the back of his head. I went and talked to him as well. He was, I think he was a bit worried he got recognised. Because in them days, this is pre-World Championship days, he wasn't known, you know. And once he hit the so he'd go down to London to go to the club because he couldn't do that in Sheffield where he was known, but he'd go to London, and you know, which is a clever move. Yeah, keep your head down. But so Naseem, you know, well, he's a very manipulative guy. He thinks about what he does, you know, and he got no other pleasures but eating now. The fat, he must be what? He's 5'4". He must be like 18 or 19 stone. Yeah. Who could he fight now? Nobody. I'd knock him out, man. I'd knock him out then because he's only 9 stone. But, you know, the fat Naseem cannot have the accuracy, the speed, the power of the 9 stone Hamed. So, anyway, I mean, enjoy the pictures, man. It's good to see him so bloated. Yeah, I haven't finished with this fat, greedy, cafe-eating guy, but like Hamed, so he's got a couple of sons, you know, they look better looking than him, because, you know, the wife, Alicia, she ain't too bad looking. She's cheap, and she's, you know, she decided to take the money, the bag, and whatever, man. So the sons are dumb, and there's another one. So they've been training, you know, and one of them looks okay on the pads, but you know, I mean, he's nothing, man, until you fight. Why haven't they fought yet? Well, I don't think they've got the metal. Yeah, I haven't got the metal. You know, in boxing, you don't have to necessarily be brought up in a poor environment, but it helps, and you need to have strength. Yeah, you need to have determination. Right? I mean, Chris Eubank Jr. was brought up in a very good environment. Do you know, let me tell you about Chris Eubank Jr., right? So, his dad, yeah, Eubank, who's a killer. And we said, no, yes, he has. He's killed people in car crash. Yeah? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Chris Eubank killed someone in a car crash. Now, I don't think he got no jail time. He got a fine. But, I mean, that would make me feel... That made me feel dark. I wouldn't be sitting there bragging, yeah, or driving my stupid truck, getting bankrupt, yeah, and boasting about my sons. And then the one son unfortunately died, and he didn't seem that bothered by it, yeah. right? And then also Eubanks we all know he almost, I mean, this is obviously not his fault, but he did damage Michael Watson severely now. But Watson, a God-fearing good man, Eubanks didn't really care. You notice that. He's more worried about, people are going to think I'm a bad guy. He's more worried about himself. He's a narcissist, scumbag. Just like his son. He spends a lot of time in Dubai. And I'm told there's a price for the porta potty of Chris Eubanks Jr., the chicken korma thing. I'm telling you, man, I've heard from a few sources, including the deep web, that you can buy Chris Eubanks Jr. for the night. And take a dump on him. It's not for me, man. People that get up to this stuff are sick individuals, man. I want their head examined. But there's something weird going on there, let me tell you. Yeah, but just going back to Naseem Hamed. So you're saying, this guy's life is so empty. He doesn't do anything, does he? He don't do anything. He ain't got no job. He don't really invest or take part in business because, he just got property, which is good. Well done, mate. He got his sons coming up, but he's not training them. They're not going to turn pro, or they're not going to do anything. Right, so what is Naseem Hamed like? Don't think, Alicia, maybe once a month, she's like, yeah, okay, Prince, you can lie on top of me, but make it quick. Yeah. And all Naseem does is go in and out of restaurants, coffee shops, Greg's, and eat. That's all he does. His only pleasure is eating. What other conclusion could you come from? Look at how fat he is, man. He's a disgusting specimen, arrogant, but yesterday's man, he got money. Would I swap places? Why would I swap money? I wouldn't want to be 5'4". Imagine being like 5'4" and 18 stone. Yeah, imagine being married to a woman that would never let you touch her with a shitty stick, but only because you got the money. Yeah, his teeth, he's had them fixed, but he used to look like a graveyard, man. Right? Yeah. And he's got a Batman's brother, yeah? He had two brothers. What name? Riyadh. Riyadh was the Batman. And it's well known. It's not a secret in the community. The Riyadh is a Batman. And this don't really, this doesn't exactly hang comfortable with Naseem's beliefs that Riyadh is a Batman. Yeah? Every time I look at him, he comes over for the meal, they eat some curry or whatnot. He looks at Riyadh, he's like, you got fisted last night or something. Imagine that, man. Yeah, who would want to be Naseem Hamed? Man, you'd have to be a degenerate who worship money to want to be Naseem Hamed, because his life is whack.